So I'm sorry I gotta show you this, but I do, because it is important. Okay. The baby was actually set on fire.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not only was it abandoned, but...
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I did it.
You did it?
I did it.
What happened?
I got pregnant. I had the baby. I gave birth in my bathtub. Baby died. Didn't know how to get rid of it.
How'd the baby die?
I think I had water in the bathtub. I think it drowned.
You drowned it?
I didn't drown it.
Why'd you burn the baby?
I didn't burn the baby.
There is a gruesome unsolved case that has haunted the people of Albany for 27 years. On the morning of the 7th of September 1997, 3 park employees on duty at Washington Park, Albany, New York, discovered the body of a newborn baby lying on the grass near the flowerbed area. According to initial reports, the newborn had its umbilical cord intact, indicating that it was born very recently before it was found. The body was wrapped in a scorched towel. The body showed signs of being burned, although the exact time of this act could not be determined. No documents or identifying information were found at the scene. The case was quickly opened, and the Albany Police Department launched a massive investigation to find the child and the mother. Hundreds of women living around the park, as well as in neighboring neighborhoods, were contacted and interviewed. Investigators tried to determine if any of them had been pregnant at the time but had not been seen with a child after birth. However, none of the cases matched the victim's tracks. At the same time, police combed through the entire hospital system, private clinics, and medical facilities in the area. They searched for records of women who had attended antenatal care but had not reported their delivery, or who had reported complications after giving birth but had not fully reported them. All their efforts yielded no useful information. No hospital had recorded a mysterious birth, nor had any clinic admitted a woman who had recently given birth but had not provided a record of the newborn. A DNA sample taken from the child's body was sent to a forensic laboratory and entered into a forensic database at the time. However, in the late 1990 seconds, DNA technology was very limited. There were no matches to criminals with a criminal record, no corresponding medical records, and no relatives had ever submitted DNA for comparison. From a legal perspective, the child was virtually non-existent. No birth certificate, no missing person report, no family looking for him. Unable to identify the victim, police named the child Baby Moses Washington after Washington Park, where the body was found, and a statue of Moses near the area. By 2023, after nearly 3 decades of no significant progress, the Albany Police Department decided to transfer the case to the Cold Case Unit. There, investigators would review all the old documents, combined with the latest forensic science techniques they had never had access to before. Among them, forensic genealogy, which had completely changed the course of the Golden State Killer case, was seen as the best hope. First, the investigation team sent DNA samples obtained from the infant's body to a genetic genealogy analysis facility. The results returned neither a father nor a mother, but several distant relatives, people who shared some of the child's genes, and while they couldn't be directly identified, these matches allowed genealogists to start building a family tree in the opposite direction, working from more distant relatives to more recent branches. The genealogy process took months. From people with similar DNA, experts began to find long-standing family connections, identifying relatives across generations, and reconstructing a partial family tree spanning multiple states. The sifting eventually led to a specific family branch that straddled 2 areas, Roxbury and Albany. As investigators dug deeper into this line of research, 2 names stood out: sisters Wendy and Carrie Mazuka. Both matched the genetic profiles the algorithm generated. But it was Carrie who caught the police's attention. She had been living in Albany since the late 1990 seconds, the exact time and area where the infant's body was found in 1997. Residential records showed Carrie lived not far from Washington Park. Demographic data, the birth dates of her 2 children, and family history were all checked. One by one, investigators were convinced that Carrie Mizuko was most likely the mother of the unknown child found 27 years earlier. From there, Carrie became the prime suspect in a case that Albany police had been pursuing for nearly 3 decades. 7:21, the 6th of September 2024. Police stopped Carrie in the Dunkin' Donuts parking lot, Guilderland, New York.
Stay right here. The troopers will make sure it gets locked up and everything, but it's imperative that you come with us now. Okay? All right, so if you want to just come right this way, thank you.
Put it right here. The gray car.
That gray car right there. And I'm sorry, but it's our policy before you get in our vehicle. This way we have a female with us. We just need to make sure you don't have any weapons or anything like that on you.
Can I grab my cell phone and call work? Am I going to be late?
I don't see it. What time do you have to be at work?
8:30.
I think you should be okay. We'll grab it for you if you'd like. Where is it?
Washington Ave Extension.
No, your phone.
Oh, and it should be right in the panel, like at the cup holders.
Cup holder?
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll grab it.
All right. Hang on 1 second. Hang on to that, please.
So what happened? I didn't put my signal light on till.
Oh, you know those troopers. They're always worried about vehicle and traffic law. I think that's what I heard him saying. When you came in, you might not have.
Can I have my phone?
We have it. Yeah.
Can I have my phone?
Just 1 second, please, and we'll get you that. You wanted to call work and just let them know
I just
you're
want to text work. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, if you just, do you mind giving her a phone so you should just let them know she's gonna be late?
Where are we going?
Right down to our station.
Am I getting a ticket or anything, or?
Well, I mean, you've been pretty cooperative, so I don't think you'd be getting a ticket.
This is like a first for me. I'm like shaking.
So you're okay. No, you're fine. Seriously, relax. You're not in danger or anything. You're fine.
No human trafficking here.
No, you're good. All right, Carrie.
Can't believe how nice the weather is. Still going into September. This elevator is probably older than all of us put together.
Yeah, it's tiny. Sorry.
Feels like a closet, not an elevator. I don't know if it's the slowest elevator, but
It is.
it's one of the top 5.
It's not. It's not great.
Carrie was taken into an interrogation room at the Albany Police Department, where investigators explained that they needed her cooperation to solve a serious case, a crime that had shocked and haunted the community for 2 decades. They made it clear that the investigation had gone on for years without answers, and today, her presence could be the key to solving that mystery.
So I appreciate you coming down here. I'm going to explain to you exactly what's going on here, okay? You might be able to help us out with some things. We kind of have a little bit of a mystery on our hands, I'll say,
Okay.
that we're trying to sort out. So you said you have 2 kids, right?
Yes.
Okay. Any other kids?
No.
No? Okay. How many times have you been pregnant?
2.
2?
Yes.
Okay.
Very easy. Very.
Easy pregnancies?
Mhm.
No issues?
No.
Are you familiar with this area at all?
Within Washington Park. I've seen it during Tulip Festival.
Okay. Have you ever been here?
Just looked. The only time I ever got to Washington Park was Tulip Festival.
Tulip Fest. Okay.
Yeah.
So where these flower beds are over here, right by this road, this is where the remains are found.
The investigator turned the subject to Washington Park, where the remains were found in 1997. This wasn't a simple informational question. They wanted to see how Carrie's emotions changed when she was reminded of the haunting sight.
Okay. But I mean, easy
Ooh,
enough.
I'm sorry. I've got goosebumps.
Oh, it's horrible.
Ugh.
I mean, it is. This is a baby, if you couldn't tell.
I'm
yeah?
gonna throw up. Like, that's gross.
I know.
During the interview, investigators took a DNA sample from her, and they had also previously taken a sample from her sister.
I mean, in your mind, what would cause someone to leave a baby in a place? Anything you could think of?
No, because they have all those like hospitals, safe places.
Yeah, like a safe haven to leave kids.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean that's what we're trying to wrap our head around.
No idea. No idea.
So I'm sorry I gotta show you this, but I do because it is important. Okay. The baby was actually set on fire.
When the investigator said the crucial detail, the baby was burned, this was a decisive moment. If Carrie were innocent, she would have been shocked in a different way, angry, shocked, asking about the killer. But Carrie's reaction was more disgusted and disoriented, like someone who had witnessed the act.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not only was it abandoned, but
Oh my god.
Yeah. So we're trying to figure out
Ooh.
exactly what happened to this baby.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Because in your mind, I mean, you see that. What's that scream to you?
It's crazy.
Right.
Whoa.
27 years ago, baby Moses gets found here, right? And say you are mom, right? I'm not saying you are, but say you are, right? And we bring you down here, and you say, no, I'm not the mother. I was never pregnant then. What if that's not true? Like, we could figure all that stuff out, right? And then what happens is we go, hey, guess what? We found this baby dead and burned, and the mother said she's not the mother. What's that scream to you? If you're like,
I did it. I did it.
You did it?
I did it.
Surprisingly, Carrie admitted that she was the one who committed the crime.
What happened?
I got pregnant. I had the baby. I gave birth in my bathtub. Baby died. Didn't know how to get rid of it.
How'd the baby die?
I think I had water in the bathtub. I think it drowned.
You drowned it?
I didn't drown it.
Why'd you burn the baby?
I didn't burn the baby.
Who did?
I don't know who did.
Who'd you give the baby to?
I had the baby by myself. I went down to the park. I handed it to somebody.
Who'd you hand it to?
I don't know. Some random person.
Carrie, that doesn't exist.
I swear to God.
You did not hand this baby to a random person. That didn't happen.
I didn't know what to do. I set the baby on fire.
Was it screaming?
No, it was dead. It was dead.
Because the doctor who did the autopsy says your version's bullshit.
I put it at it.
No, what I'm saying is this baby was breathing for minutes. This baby was alive.
I had it in the. I did.
That doesn't lie. This is 27 years ago. Let's clean this up. Let's be done with this here and now. That baby died, not of natural causes.
I didn't kill the baby that I'm aware of. I had it in the bathtub.
It didn't drown. There's no water in the lungs. That didn't happen. It's not of natural causes. There's no trauma, so that leaves one thing. And you know what that one thing is?
Suffocation?
Yeah. We need to know. Look.
Yes.
Guess what?
I suffocated the child.
With what?
I put it in the bag.
Put it in a bag. Did you cover his mouth, his nose?
I don't remember. I don't remember that part. I may have. I don't know that I put it in a bag though.
Hearing her story is enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. But what's even scarier is, that's only the surface. What she reveals next is far more horrifying, far beyond anything you could imagine.
Okay, let's talk about this. Did you hear the baby cry and screaming?
I did not.
You didn't hear the baby cry?
No, I swear. Not that I remember. I do not remember hearing the baby crying.
And you put him in a bag. And we know he's alive. We definitely know that from the doctor. You know?
Because an autopsy was completed on the baby, and that's how we know the baby didn't drown.
Right.
So that's what we need to figure out. And we honestly want to know, because there's, the one thing I've consistently said about this whole thing is I have more questions than I have answers. And I hate being in that spot,
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to figure that out, and we need to flush that out so we can all move forward. This is a long, long time ago. You know what I mean? So you have the baby in the tub. It doesn't
Yes.
drown.
No.
Okay.
I did have it in the tub. I don't remember covering its mouth and nose. Did I? Maybe. I do remember putting it in a bag. I don't remember hearing it cry.
What kind of bag?
I think like a Walmart type,
Like a plastic
like
bag?
a plastic bag.
Okay. And then, how'd you get down to Washington Park?
Drove.
You drove. And you're by yourself?
Yeah. 1,000%.
What
by
kind of car
myself.
did you have back then?
I think I had a Honda Civic.
What color was it?
Green and blue?
Green and blue?
I think it was like a greenish, bluish color at that
Gotcha.
point.
So you
I
put
think that was the car that I had at that point.
so you put the baby in a bag. Did you have a name picked out?
No.
When did you figure out you were pregnant? I'm just curious.
I moved to Albany, and then it was probably like a month later. I didn't, I was living at home with my parents, and
Yeah.
Did you ever go see a doctor about being pregnant?
No.
So nobody knew?
No.
It was just you found out and kind of kept it to yourself?
And like I said, I gave birth in the bathtub.
Yeah. And then you go to Washington Park. At any point, did you see any, when you were on your way down there, did you see any police stations? Did you see any hospitals? Did
No.
you see any?
No.
Right.
It just,
You just want to get rid of the baby. How'd you figure out to set it on fire?
I don't know. I don't,
Do you remember if you used matches or a lighter?
I think matches. I don't think I had a lighter.
Matches.
I think. Why? I don't.
So I got to ask you the natural thing, because based on the way the baby's found, did you hear scream cries as the baby was burning?
No. I think the baby was dead at that point.
At what point, before or after you leave your house, did the baby die?
I think before.
Before? Like how long after? Because, I've had kids. I've been in the delivery room when my wife's had kids. I want you to think back to Hannah and Josh. And were those natural births,
Yes.
or were those
No,
C-sections?
those are natural.
Natural. So I want you to think back to that. Like, you remember how after you had Hannah or Josh, how you hear that first cry?
Right. Yes. No. Yes. I do. I was older.
Yeah.
I was.
I mean, here's the thing. You were a kid. You were 20, what, 4, 5 when this happened?
About 97.
Yeah.
I was born in 72.
Yeah.
82, 92, 2002. When was it? 97.
Yeah. So,
25.
I mean, yeah, you're a kid at that point. Well, I say that now because I'm older, but when you heard that with Hannah, when you heard that with Josh, I want you to think back with this, because it's not. I didn't hear it. You'd remember it. I mean,
I don't remember. I don't remember the crying.
You don't
I don't remember it. No.
do you remember the baby looking at you?
No. No. I think I was just so, like I said, gave birth in the bathtub, was dealing with myself. I don't think I really. I don't have. I don't remember it crying. I don't remember.
Did you remember it moving?
No, not. No, I mean it was. I think I was just trying to take care of myself.
Yeah. How'd you sever the umbilical cord?
Scissors.
Scissors. Okay. I mean, here's the thing. We know from what the doctor told us, right, that this baby was taking breaths, was alive, right? So what we need to sort out now, between us three in this room, so we can all be done with it and move on, is how exactly this baby died, right? I mean, here's the thing.
I must have suffocated it. I mean,
It's not-
that's
I'm-
all I can. My recollection, like I blocked it.
Let's do this. I want you to take a deep breath, and we're going to go in a time warp to 1997. September 1997. Was it night or early morning when you had the baby?
I think it was evening.
Evening. So 27 years ago today, actually, September 6th of 1997, that means that baby was born.
Wow.
That's what I mean. It's been a long time. Let's sort this out, the three of us, and get past it together. And then we're done with it. But people need answers. Yourself included, too.
Right.
This is solid self-reflection on what occurred. And you're not that person anymore, I can tell.
No.
I can tell you're not that person anymore. You grew up, you had 2 kids, you lived the American dream. You have a nice little piece of land on Ostrander Road, nice little yellow house, you got a nice car, you have a good thing here. Okay? So let's be this the last time we go through this. But let's be honest, we'll do it together, and then we'll all move on together. So, 27 years ago, on today's date, in the evening hours.
I believe it was evening.
Yep. You believe it was evening. How long were you in labor?
I don't know because it was my first child. I was young, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just know that I was having pains and I got in the bathtub to kind of like, because I read online, whatever.
Yeah. But you knew you were pregnant, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Were you showing?
I don't believe really, no. Nobody ever questioned me.
Really? Some people carry it, some people...
Even with my other 2 though, I wasn't.
Yeah.
But.
Okay. And how long do you think you were in the bathtub?
45 minutes, an hour, maybe?
And prior to this, had you gone and seen a doctor, an OB, anything?
No.
No? Okay. So you carry this baby.
The only reason I knew I was pregnant is because I didn't get my period.
Right. When did you notice you didn't get your period?
I think when I moved up here. Like, I was living with my parents. Like, I was young. I was stupid. I didn't really pay attention.
Yeah.
But I've always been off and had issues and stuff, so it was not anything
Right.
out of the ordinary.
Yeah. No, that happens. Sometimes it goes a little longer.
Yeah,
it's not a science,
right.
Okay. So then you start getting cramps, and you've done some research on your own online. Told you to get in the bathtub.
Mm-hmm.
So you get in the bathtub, and then what happens?
I just kind of sat there, and then I just felt like pressure.
Okay.
And then I just felt the baby coming out, and
yeah. Because here's the thing of this, is, do you remember cleaning the baby off at all?
I don't remember cleaning the baby off.
Because babies that just come out, you've seen,
Yeah.
they don't look like that. So this baby was cared for somewhat. Right?
I think I blocked it out. I don't remember cleaning the baby off. I don't.
Right. Well, we need to unblock it so we can figure this out.
I mean, I gave birth in the bathtub. I mean, I may have, like, the towels, because I was in the water anyway.
Yeah.
But then I remember putting the baby outside the tub, because I was trying to figure out the umbilical cord.
Was that slippery with them moving around and stuff? Like, did you have to get a good grip?
I'm assuming I would have to have, yeah.
Because they're little arms, though. You know what I mean? And
I don't even know if it was a boy or a girl.
It was a boy. It was a boy. First son was a boy. And then you clean yourself up. Do you have to carry the baby out to get the scissors?
No, I had the scissors with me.
So you knew this was going to happen, you wanted to be prepared. Okay. And then you cut the umbilical cord. Were you still in the tub when you cut it?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I stayed in the tub because I didn't know, like, what was going to happen
Right.
with the umbilical cord.
I gotcha. All right. Well, now we got to talk about the part where the baby stops breathing. And we got to do an honest account of that with each other. Not I think, because this is something you don't forget. You probably haven't thought about it in a long time, but it's definitely something you don't forget.
I put my hands over its mouth and nose.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
And then you press down?
Yeah. I think.
No, not I think. It's either did or didn't.
I-
And I'm not pressuring you to say something, but I need a definitive answer here.
Yes.
Yes, what?
I pressed down.
Did the baby stop crying when you did that?
Again, I don't remember the baby crying, but it must have. I don't remember the baby crying.
I want you to think back to 1997 when you had your hand over that mouth and nose. Did you feel those little breaths hitting your hand?
Yes.
How long until it stopped?
$10. I don't know.
You held your hand on the baby for 10 minutes.
I don't. Timing, I don't know.
Why?
Why did I do it?
Yeah.
I think I just had no clue what I think I was just in shock.
You're in shock. Had you met Jason yet at that point?
We were working together.
Did you like him at that point?
No, he was engaged. He was, we were just co-workers.
So this is something you were young and you were scared?
Yeah, he doesn't even know about this.
Doesn't know.
Court records show that immediately after the interview, Carrie calmly returned to work as if nothing had happened. On the way home, which the police had secretly bugged, she vacuumed and said something that sent a chill down the investigators' spines. The killing of that child was just a moment in time. Nothing more, nothing less. And there were no consequences. That statement became the final piece of the puzzle that cracked the case. A week later, Carrie Mazuka was arrested and charged with 3 felony counts: murder, aggravated assault, and concealing and disposing of a body. Carrie Mazuka appeared in court on the 18th of April 2025 with a heavy atmosphere filling the Albany County Supreme Courtroom. Investigators, police officers, and even those who attended baby Moses's funeral in 1997 were present people who had carried the case with them for nearly 3 decades. No one said a word. All eyes followed the woman who entered the room, the person they believed had ended the life of an innocent child just minutes after he was born. The heavy silence reflected the depth of the trauma the case had left in the Albany community 27 years earlier. During the trial, the defense tried to find similarities in the 24 cases of mothers killing their children to lessen the charges, but the prosecutor knew those numbers cannot obscure the truth. None of the cases resembled Carrie Mazuka's life, and certainly not what she did to her own newborn child.
Now, as the court has already indicated, the people did make a submission to Your Honor for consideration, as did defense counsel. And I would like to take a brief moment to comment on the submission by defense counsel, because in that submission, defense counsel lays out 24 separate cases in which women have caused the death of their own babies. And in his submission, he says that these are somewhat similarly situated to the case here. And I submit to you, Your Honor, the only thing that is similarly situated is the fact that mothers took the lives of their own children, and that is it. As this court is very aware, every case is different factually and is different legally, and with the effects that the law has on the facts in those cases, or each of those cases. I'd like to go through a few of the cases, if I may. 8 of the cases cited by defense counsel are teenagers, which Ms. Mazuka was not at the time of this killing. She was a 25-year-old college graduate, fully employed, living on her own in Albany. She was not a teenager. 4 of those cases involved women who provided or failed to provide proper care to those babies, causing them either to starve or freeze. And in one of those cases, the woman actually was suffering from drug use, had been sexually abused, and had 3 other children she couldn't even care for. 5 of the cases were in regards to women with mental health issues. One was a psychiatric defense relative to one of the defendants in those cases. And as the court is very aware, based upon the report that was prepared by a doctor of the defense's choosing, Ms. Mazuka suffers from no mental health issues whatsoever. She has not suffered any trauma. This pregnancy was not the cause of a rape. This was not a situation in which trauma brought about the result that we have here today. 3 of the cases involve women who put babies in plastic bags and then that caused the suffocation. 2 of those, I will note, were teenagers. 3 of those cases involved statements that were suppressed by the court of the defendant's statements, and so those couldn't be considered. 6 of the cases included violent acts. 5 of those were adults, and I will note for this court that each of the cases that included violent acts, the sentences in those cases included life. The one outlier is a teenager. The teenager who received a lower sentence of 10 years because her attorney advocated for her on her youthful nature at the time of the killing of her baby. And I point all of these out to you, Your Honor, because what you have to do in the position you are now in is decide the appropriate sentence for Carrie Mazuka based upon the facts and circumstances of this case and this case alone, not the cases of other jurisdictions and places outside of even New York State.
After 27 years of waiting for justice, the prosecutor stood before the court with a clear request, the maximum sentence allowed by law. Not for revenge, but to restore the real name, the real life, and the final justice for little Moses, or rather, little Spielman.
Your Honor, baby Spielman would be 27 years old today if he were still alive. He was never able to celebrate those years, but his memory was carried on through the incredible work of the detectives and law enforcement that sit in your courtroom, who took 27 years to determine exactly what happened to this child. And but for their work, it would have never been solved, and this baby would have continued to be baby Moses instead of now baby Spielman. I ask you, Your Honor, today, let's celebrate baby Spielman, and let's give him the justice that he deserves, and the only appropriate sentence that the court can impose is 25 years determinant, followed by 5 years of post-release supervision on the manslaughter and the first-degree plea, and 1 1/3 to 4 years to run concurrent on the tampering with evidence. Thank you, Your Honor.
The defense attorney acknowledged that this was a case no one wanted to face. He asked the court to look at Carrie with compassion because of her stable life, her lack of criminal record, and her role as a mother to 2 other children. But that request for leniency was completely at odds with the seriousness of the crime.
And a fair sentence. And no one judge wants to be judged on their worst acts or actions. But that's what is happening today, and frankly, deservedly so. I did submit you several cases, and I did put in my sentencing memo that every one of those cases could be distinguished, aggravated, or mitigated. It was not meant to impose or any way infer that the proposed disposition in this case is not fair or that she deserves a less sentence. Judge, if you took 100 people and asked them what the appropriate sentence in this case is, I'm pretty confident you would get 100 different answers, ranging from nothing all the way to death and everything in between. Neonaticide happens, and frankly, scarily happens more times than one would think, approximately 77 times a year. The fact that there are no underlying mental health conditions is consistent with Dr. Hatter's-Friedman's expert report that what occurred here was done under an extreme emotional disturbance. And I am comfortable and confident to the court that had we gone to trial, I believe we would be up in the same spot, having you sentence Ms. Mazuka on a manslaughter charge to what she pled guilty to. She admitted her guilt to you. She admitted her guilt to the probation department. She admitted her guilt to Dr. Hatters-Friedman. I know that there's some talk within the probation report and the district attorney's comments that Ms. Mazuka's statements were made solely to try to convince you to give her a lower sentence. And Judge, I can tell you that several members of her family and those that wrote letters of support are here today. And I can also tell you, Judge, a high percentage of the letters that we submitted in support of Ms. Mazuka were done without ever being asked. So, Judge, you have a very difficult job today. This is a tough case no matter what sentence you give, whether it's the 25 years or you do show some discretion. And it's hard because living an otherwise good life in an aberration deserves some credit. To work in a field, to work for one of the prominent real estate development firms in this area for over 24 years, being exemplary employee in a firm that probably does more community service and community-based values than any in the area. You can't do that. You can't maintain jobs if you're a terrible person. Did she commit a terrible act? Absolutely. Does she deserve to be punished? 1,000%. But there's no question that she has an otherwise zero criminal history and lived a law-abiding life. And while I certainly cannot disagree with Miss Blaine Lewis that baby Steelman did deserve her mom, she's been a great mom to her two children that were able to. And Judge, for all those reasons, we would ask that you use some discretion and sentence her to a range within the 22 to 25-year mark. Thank you, Your Honor.
When the court allowed her to speak, Carrie said she was remorseful, that she had lived an honest life, and that she hoped for the lightest sentence. But those words could not erase the fact that for 27 years she had remained silent in the face of her own child's death, a silence heavier than any sentence. Before handing down the sentence, the judge paused and reminded her of all the things the child could have had: a future she had, a family she never had, and a 7-year-old she never got to see. All of that taken away in the first few minutes of her life.
This case represents a tragedy beyond measure. Beyond measure because how can the court measure the life that baby Moses would have led? And I'll call him baby Moses, not baby Spielman, because the detectives and officers who found him and gave him that name showed more love and consideration for your child than you ever did. How can I measure what he would have accomplished in his life? How can I measure what he would have accomplished scholastically or athletically or professionally? He'd be 27 now. Probably have children of his own. How can I measure the joy and love he would have had in his life? Or the joy and love he would have given to others, including his own mother and siblings, who he never had a chance to because his mother snuffed out his life?
And finally, after 27 long years, justice was served for the boy with a sentence that we believe is most appropriate.
But the court deems the only appropriate sentence on the charge of manslaughter in the first degree is to a 25-year determinate sentence, to be followed by 5 years post-release supervision. You're assessed a mandatory surcharge of $300, the crime victim assistance fee of $25, and the DNA data bank fee of $50. If you're unable to pay those amounts, those will be deducted from inmate funds during the period of your incarceration.
The Baby Moses case, or Baby Spielman, came to a close nearly 3 decades ago, with the 25-year sentence handed down to Carrie Mazuka, the mother who hid her pregnancy, gave birth in a bathtub, and then took the life of her child in the first hours of life. The Albany investigators' tireless efforts, from preserving every shred of evidence to applying modern DNA techniques, helped reveal a truth many believed would remain buried forever. That persistence also underscores an important point. No crime is truly lost, only cases waiting to be solved. But behind the sentence lies a deeper lesson. The case shows the dire consequences of a mother's isolation, concealment, and panic, but also the cruelty of choosing destruction over seeking help. In a society where support services, hotlines, and safe places for newborns are readily available, Baby Spielman's death is a reminder that a momentary wrong decision can take a life and leave decades of pain.